Hello everyone, I hope you guys are having a great day today. Today's video is going to be just talking through my favorite bronzers. I was gonna try and narrow this down to 5, but I couldn't. So we have 6. We have mostly creams, a couple of liquids, and 1 powder to talk about. I was going to do a full collection update of bronzers, but honestly, I don't have time to film that. I don't have time to film all the swatches, so I am choosing my top 6 out of my entire bronzer collection, and then when I get back from Hawaii, I will be sure to do a full bronzer collection update. I hope you guys are having a great day. If you guys are new here, hi, my name is Vivian. I'm a robotics engineer with a love for all things beauty and makeup related, and with that being said, let's just hop into it. Let's go with the liquids first. I feel like if you guys have been around my channel for a while, you guys probably would be able to guess what the 2 products are. The first is the e.l.f. Halo Glow Beauty Wand, the contour shade. This is in the shade Light Medium. Right now, this is slightly too light for me, just because I am the most tan I have been in a really long time. This ends up looking a little bit more cooler tone than I would typically like. I do think that in the winter and when I'm just not tan like this is a really good shade match for me. I think this is a beautiful tone as well. It's not too cool tone, but it's not too neutral either. It's like that perfect in between. I think this blends out really nicely. I do like the sponge applicator on this. I know that a lot of people don't. I know that a lot of people think that it gets like really gross and the packaging just gets a little bit messy. I haven't really experienced any super messy packaging, but something to be aware of, that the application of this can be a little bit messy. I personally love the way this draws on. I just squeeze a little bit out and then I have enough for my cheek, my nose, and my forehead, and then anything that's left over on the brush, I'll just go on my jawline. I think this is a wonderful formula. It blends out super easily. I honestly like this more than I like the Charlotte Tilbury contour wand. Since coming into this, I almost never use the Charlotte Tilbury contour wand unless I'm like trying to use it. I have to make a conscious effort to choose the Charlotte Tilbury contour wand, whereas this I gravitate towards naturally. And this is so much more affordable. I feel like this is actually such a good product for the drugstore. e.l.f. did a really great job with this formula. I haven't tried the blush or highlighter ones, and I'm probably not going to. I don't think I would love that method for the blush or the highlighter, and I've heard that the blush is really glowy, and I did not like the Charlotte Tilbury blush ones, like the shimmery ones, so I just don't think I'm going to reach for them. But the contour wand, very nice, very affordable, a really, really good tone. I'm just gonna do like hand swatches of shade comparisons just so you guys can see. This is the e.l.f. contour wand. You can see it is kind of light for me right now, but that is a-okay. I also have the Glossier Cloud Paint in the shade Swept, which is the other liquid one that I wanted to talk about. I think this is a stunning formula as well. It is a very lightweight gel. It blends out so effortlessly. It has this really nice opacity to it. It's not full pigment, but it isn't super sheer either. It has a really good coverage to it. I like this tone a lot as well. It's slightly deeper, but still in the same tone, maybe slightly warmer. However, I do think this is a really good product as well. I love the shade of this. I love the formula. If you like the Cloud Paint blush formula, this is the same thing. I will say I kind of wish that this came in a different type of applicator. If it either had like a doe foot or if it had the sponge tip applicator, I think I would like it a little bit more just for ease of use. I don't love having to like squeeze it out and then using my finger to tap it out on my face. That is not super significant to what is at hand. However, I do really like this formula. I think it is really nice and it dries down to a nice finish as well. If I haven't mentioned this already, for bronzers and contours, I tend to lean more towards contours just because bronzers tend to look really orange on me, especially with my olive skin tone. I find that a lot of contours or a lot of bronzers are just too orange, make me look weird. I don't love them. And so I tend to gravitate towards bronzers that are more neutral leaning, more cool tone leaning. I feel like that just works better with my skin tone. So I have a couple of different cream options here. I have 3 of them. The first one is the Milk Makeup Sculpt Stick in the shade Stoked. I believe this is the 3rd deepest shade of the line. You can definitely see this is much more cool tone than the other 2 that I was talking about, much more of a contour shade, also just deeper as well. I think this is really good for when I want a super snatched look, which isn't super often, but when I do, I feel like this does a really good job of blending out. I like how small the wand is, so I can really just like taper it to where I want the product to be, and it blends out really, really easily. It shears out nicely. So I think this is a really good option, a little bit more expensive than the other 2 that I just mentioned. However, I do think this is a really good product, and if you're really only using it in like pinpointed areas, I feel like this little stick is a good option. The other product I want to mention is the Makeup by Mario Soft Sculpt Transforming Skin Enhancer. I have this one in the shade medium. You can see this one, definitely the warmest of the bunch that I have picked out. However, because this formula is so sheer, so effortless, I feel like it melts into the skin so nicely, and I don't notice it being too orange on my skin. This is the one product that is more of a bronzer than a contour for me that I really, really enjoy. You can just see from the swatch, it is so sheer, it looks like nothing on the skin. Like, it looks like you just added the perfect amount of bronzy glow to your cheeks. It's almost my skin tone. Like, it is definitely warmer, but with where my hands are at now, it is very, very close. So it's not something I reach for when I want to be snatched, but if I just want a really pretty bronze when it's getting colder, when I just want to feel more alive, this is what I typically reach for. The formula is super nice. It blends out really nicely. It is so blendable and so easy to apply. You really can never go overboard with this, and the texture of it is quite emollient, but not too emollient where you feel like it's gonna slip off your face. It has a really good staying powder as well. I just think it's a really, really pretty formula. I truly, truly enjoy this, and this is definitely worth the hype for me. The last cream product that I chose is this from Tower 28. This is the Sculptino in the shade Hammer. I also have the Bronzino, which I love so much. This Sculptino is slightly more cool tone than the Bronzino. This is like a good neutral tone in my opinion. It blends out really, really nicely. It has a good amount of pigment to it as well. However, it is very emollient, so it doesn't have the longest staying power. However, I think that shade is perfect. I think it has such a good amount of opacity to it. I think the shade of it is really pretty as well, and I love the Bronzino, as you guys know. So even with the Bronzino, that is a sparkly, not sparkly, it is a more shimmery bronzer, but the tone of that in the shade West Coast is like slightly more red leaning than orange leaning, and I feel like in the summer that looks really, really good for me. I have to be in a specific mood to use it. However, I think the Sculptino is really good. I usually apply this with a sponge. I'll just go in with the butt end of my sponge and tap it out that way, and the results are always really, really pretty. So I think this is a really good option as well. I think this is around $20, and I have almost every formula from Tower 28. Tower 28 is just one of those brands that are almost always on point for me. There's only been one product that I didn't really love from Tower 28, but this is not one of them. I also have the blushes in the same kind of formula, and like I said, I have the Bronzino as well. I think this is just a really good option, and I think that tone is stunning for every day. It's not too cool toned. It's a really good neutral shade for me. And the last product I have here is this from Nabla. This is the Skin Bronzing in the shade Soft Revenge. You guys are gonna see this video after my Project Pan update, so spoiler for me in the moment, not a spoiler for you guys if you've watched my Project Pan update, but I hit pan on this. You see that little hole right there? That little hole? That counts as a pan in my opinion. So I think this is such a good powder. It is so easy to blend out. It is so smoothing on the skin. is slightly more cool toned as well, and it's not super pigmented, so I feel like I never can go overboard with this. I usually just take a really big fluffy brush and go ham, honestly, just put it everywhere, and it always looks really stunning. I feel like the texture of this is so soft as well. I think this is a really good product, and even though it says skin bronzing, the shade Soft Revenge is much more of a neutral cool tone, which is my preference anyway. I think this is a stunning formula. I've raved about this for years now. I think it is really just that good, and this took me forever to hit pan on, so you're gonna get a really good value for it. This is also like a baked formula, so it just looks so good. It's not too pigmented, and you're never gonna go overboard with it unless you like really build it up. But I love this. I think this is a great product, and you can see that I've used it a lot, and I hit pan on it, which is really exciting to me. It also has a slight, super barely noticeable luminosity to it, which I feel like makes the product look that much more stunning and that much more like effortless, ethereal. So I love these products. I think these are some of the best products on the market, and truly, like, I really don't think you can go wrong. I have a good variety of shades and formulas here. None of these are the same. These are all very different in my opinion, and I love all of them equally. If I had to choose one to be my like absolute favorite of all time, I think it had to be these two. I love the tone of this Glossier Cloud Paint. I think that is a stunning shade, and it's so easy to work with. And also the Nabla Skin Bronzing. I've had it in my project pan forever. I never got sick of using it, which is not typical for my project pan series. Usually if I haven't shown visible progress after a while, I like start hate panning because I just want to hit pan so bad. But for this one, I have never felt like that. I love this so much. I think it is such a good product, and I think the combo of these two are really good too. I feel like you really can't go wrong with either of them. That is it for today. I hope you guys are having a great day today. If you guys like this video, be sure to like and subscribe if you aren't already, and let me know what your favorite bronzer formula is. I feel like these are really good options, and I do really enjoy them, but they are not the only options in the world. And if you have a formula that you love that is like your ride or die, let me know. I would love to check it out. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys are having a great day, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye!